Okay, that's why I didn't want to laugh at Olia and her owl in the morning. Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here. So persistent. Shitsugoizo! I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guests could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide in the closet. Mm? Sounds gay to me. Under the table, behind the curtains, where Olya always hides.
Тоша, подойди-ка сюда.
Oh, I felt the kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them towards the hallway. A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. They smelled like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol calls, worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused.
Здравствуйте.
The senior officer, who wore a grim expression, nodded.
Тут мальчик вчера потерялся. Вовой зовут.
Vovo.
Глянь, пожалуйста. Ты его не видел?
The policeman held out a photograph to me. Oh, such a cute boy with a cute cat. Oh, hold on, I need to burp. Back. There was a ginger boy with a ginger cat around the age of elementary school picture with a wool carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a wide smile. Нет.
Точно? Посмотри внимательнее.
Где мне его видеть? Я тут никого не знаю, да и из дома-то почти не выхожу.
А может, видел в окно?
Да. У тебя ведь окна на лес.
The window. Let's not talk about window.
Нет, не видел.
Let's not talk about. We don't talk
Ясно.
about window. He sounded tired, but his eyes is dead. His stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. Sus. I squirmed unwillingly under the weight of guilt which his giant shadow cast over me. Why would you feel guilty? You're not saying anything. Not the musical number. A postman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some
Вы,
reason.
кстати, как на новом месте? Попривыкли уже?
You think?
Понемногу. Только вот дочка маленькая по городу скучает.
Скучает, значит. Из местных вас никто не беспокоит?
Все хорошо, спасибо.
Спасибо. I know that word. The postman pierced through me one more time with his gray eyes. My head started spinning.
Может, вам помочь как-то?
I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end this unpleasant conversation soon.
Я вот стою и думаю. Ты, малец, на племеша моего похож. Шустрый парнишка твоих лет. С такими же окулярами. Все книжками зачитывался. Детективами. Когда летом погостить приезжал, говорит, что в школу милиции мечтает поступить. Как я. Хотел людям помогать. Смекаешь?
Okay. I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me. Oh.
Ох, ребятушки, сидите-ка вы лучше дома. Не ввязывайтесь ни во что. Жизнь сейчас совсем другая пошла.
Is he telling me not to touch grass? Mom interjected in a cold voice.
Мне ли не знать?
Ну да ладно.
Yeah, the
Ты,
art is
Антон,
so
в каком
good.
классе учишься?
В 6-м.
Oh, I'm still
Друзей-то на новом месте еще не завел?
Yeah.
Пока нет. Я только после каникул в
The
школу
ghost.
пойду.
Тогда вот вам на всякий случай мой номер. Звоните, если узнаете что.
The fact that he gives his number to a 6-year-old child, but not a mom. Help? I don't understand. The policemen were gone, with their shadows, the smell of cheap color, and the photo of a smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I wondered what it was like for him being alone there. For some reason, I thought of the forest swaying in the wind, his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I'd gone missing? Would they cry and trash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually? Aw, poor boy. He's only 6.
Мам, а Вова этот в нашем лесу заблудился?
Выходит, что так. Бедный ребенок.
So pretty. I looked out the window at the road. The police UAZ drove off towards the village. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off hoping from the windowsill. I remembered all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. Your average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mystery there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, BAM! Solved all complicated cases. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policeman footprints that led to the forest, and then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start investigation? Don't. The policeman just told you not to touch grass, and you're. This is why we have horror games. The BAM scared me more than a jump scare, sorry. Maybe I'll find that lost boy. Oh, maybe. No. Maybe. Just stay at home. Don't touch grass. And I'll get a reward. Olia will be so happy. Oh, this guy. And not only Olia, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about their quarrels for a while. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word. Oh, nobody. The D word, D-I-C-K. Nobody's safe from that word. Just kidding. Sorry. I fantasized about buying Olia a Tamagotchi and getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself and a whole box of Kinder Surprise. Not Kinder Surprise. When was the last time our parents bought us any toys for kids? Last autumn, I think. My dad has lost his job at the time. There's that annoying song about it. I had little to no idea what was the accountant job like. They count money, I think. Neighbors used to envy us, but nowadays Mom and Dad barely had money to afford sweets, and Dad will always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Olia. Oh. Sometimes I gave her my share too. Oh, good boy. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out looking
Пойду
for clothes.
погуляю.
No.
Ага, сейчас.
Yes, Mom. Don't let him
Чтобы
out.
потом милиционеры с твоей фотографией по домам ходили.
Yep.
Лес вон какой густой. А если мальчика звери дикие утащили? Или того хуже?
Even worse, they go through the
Да
hallway.
я рядом буду. В лес не пойду.
Что я тебе сказала? Мне дважды повторять. Лучше портфель собери или соли поиграй.
The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and Mom has had the last word. Let's check. What is this? The dark stuffy closet. Oh, I would call Harry Potter closet. Mom says it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? She hates when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself from the freshly sharpened axe. Should I take it? And Olia can't even lurk close to it. She thinks Babai is living there. I tried to help her fight her fierce one. I opened the door and turned on the dim lamp so she would see there was nothing but cobwebs, Dad's tools, and scratch walls. She still didn't believe me, and I like to hide in the closet and listen to Olia count outside.
1, 2, 3. Better hide from me.
And then drag her feet on the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the crab monster's den. Why can't I get the axe? I'm sure that's gonna be useful. Let's go to the kitchen. Lie to Mom. I don't want to lie to Mom. Grabbed my cat ice cream for me and Olia there, but now I could only see meat bits for soup and club. To Gareth and my crew to hate them already. What do you mean? Filmania is nice. I love them. Pickles, butter. There's nothing in here. That's so sad. Eggs. It's good enough. I don't want to lie to mom. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Because if I'm gone missing, she knew where I went. Because I told her. The last time I told her is going to be I'm going to the forest. So, mom, remember that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Антон,
Oh.
сейчас 3 дня получишь.
Oh, casa. It looks like I will have to lie to mom. No. It was difficult to lie to mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home.
Мам, там что-то с телевизором случилось. Картинка какая-то тусклая, и экран весь в полосах.
Mom's face became visibly distorted.
Без ножа меня режешь. Дострелялся в уток своих. Говорила же, посадите мне кинескоп своей приставкой. Где мы теперь мастера найдем в дыре этой, а?
Oh, I'm living. Switching back and forth in Japanese to test my knowledge. Thank you. Never pissed off a Russian mom. The real horror game. Oh,
Может быть, просто
that's
настройки
true.
сбились?
I haven't met a Russian mom, but that must be true. Probably.
Сходи, посмотри, пожалуйста.
Нормально же работал с утра.
Из-за снегопада, наверное, неполадки.
Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Olia's room. Are you? Oh. Let's go. Dash! Because I'm a bad boy. I opened the front gate and went to the field, carefully so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half of the distance toward the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. I remembered my nightly fears. I saw silhouettes around me. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head all on its own. In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there. Distant ringing in my ears. Distorted shadows crawling on the snow alongside me. Oh look! The crow. It's cute. And a barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent I felt like the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parish, no Oya. The time reached its limit, a one-way trip that ended at the forest's piney stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Olia turned to snow listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing or spent time together, almost like all of it was in a previous life. When they kissed with Olia present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day it all changed. Something important had left our home, and something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke out, and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. Oh, I wonder what happened. From who, though? From the people with dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous home. What? The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground in everything. And sometimes farther away siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. There were only me, this white field, and the wind that was wiping up icy dust and bolts of powdered snow. I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness. Knobby tree roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and whoa, what is that? Coniferous needles froze into the ice. What is that? Prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Were they protecting the forest, or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow, and when I almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a naked and it looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take it to the police? Their senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of the Captain Casanova from my favorite TV snow called The Streets of Broken Lakes. He was also always anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this man help them find the lost boy? I heard a distant shout. Looked like it came from the river. As if the trees were calling out to someone. Resounded closer to me. Oh my god, someone was standing there behind the trees. Oh, who? Hiding? Where? Who's hiding? Where? I don't see it. I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. Which figure are you talking about? Its stillness, how it was bent unnaturally towards the ground. Okay, what? Where? It's blackness. There's no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby bird flap its wings loudly. Oh fuck! Oh, okay. A shadow split from a tree and just disappeared from my sight. I looked away for just a moment, but then I turned my gaze back to the same place. It was gone. So it was my imagination after all. As silence reigned for a painfully long time. No. My muscles were tightly sprung. Quirky times. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the ticket, and I'd sprint. But nothing of the sort happened. I look at the mirror once more. I'm sure this game wants me to take it. 行くぜ、取るぞ、かかってこい! I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. Oh, fuck! Yada. Oh god! Oh fuck! The shot rumbled across the field, dissolved into the distant snow echo. No hope for a reply. Yada. Hayaku! I stepped towards the bushes trees and tried to claim my find. Hayaku! I didn't budge. I pulled harder, the branch cracked and tore off, landing my hand and squishes out. I'm also heavy wet. I'm not gonna read. Sheだよね。何？何？Running. 逃げ。I get dragged into the thicket, we'll go forever, but there was no more bird. You can do it! Thumbs up! I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud, my ears went. Sonic fire, zoom! Hurry, run, don't look back! Speed! I was stuck in place, I put my leg and watched. Oh, hurry up! Just a minute it was gone to the surface again. I reached clear path with one jump from there right to my house. Scooby Fasa didn't look threatening now. The house was my land of defense from the shadows that fought their wings and the creatures that were hidden under snow. Is that our heart? Oh, that's a cool detail. our heart beating so fast. I trip over the doorstep and smash into the door. In my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks, as if a dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so it could escape the cold. I had noticed these marks when I was little. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether something was calling me or not. What if they were already in our front yard and mom had locked the door? Oh gosh, running in fear, I pulled the door not right. It obediently gave away. Phew. Oh. My fingers slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it into place. Someone was standing on the side of the pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. I smelled of pine. It smelled of pine and sweat. Oh no. Another horror waiting. Mom took out the kitchen and chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad.
Что конкретно тебе не ясно в просьбе не хлопай дверьми?
Gomenasai.
Я случайно.
I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. If there was someone in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening. Melting snow in the spring, and with it, the last spring of strength had left my body too. My legs gave away. I propped myself against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. Oh, Kaza, kuwakatta-nda-yo! The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. Oh, Kaza. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with
Ты
snow.
где был? Я тебе что говорила, а? Чтобы ты дома сидел. Я и для тебя пустое место.
Oh, Mommy. I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom, oh no, reined her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang out.
У отца сигареты пропали.
Huh?
Признавайся, ты их стащил? Курить бегаешь?
I was only 6. I'm 6 years old.
Там за мной кто-то гнался. Я думал, меня...
Yeah. As soon as I started explaining myself, tears swelled up in my eyes. Mom leaned towards me and sniffed my clothes like a beast, searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. What? Her expression changed in an instant and she covered her mouth with her
Гляди,
hand.
вон же они. Прямо у забора.
Nani. My heart started thumping as if I become prey once again and pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear that I've heard something scratched. Something scratched at the door, just like my nightmare. Mom beckoning me with her finger, and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window, facing my fear. Oh. Dogs? I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs, right? Dogs. Just a small pack of strays with no name and owner, barely reminding of the hungry monster that lived on the edge of the forest.
Божечки, ты их испугался?
Oh,
Да они сами тебе
Мам.
перепугаются, Антон.
Они гнались за мной, словно за зайцем.
that's why the game's title is Tiny Bunny. Are we the bunny? Are we the bunny? I just have to say that.
А вдруг они бешеные?
The smile had slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them.
Что если они нападут на Олю?
Yep.
Мам,
Вот бы твой отец их всех перестрелял.
What?
мама, они живые.
А что?
Hello, Peter?
Ты уж определись, они тебе друзья или враги? Не маленький ведь уже.
What? Welp, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life upon monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. Is he 7 or is he 6? The mom is so toxic. And what use do I have for this? Mitten. Of course, a dark and sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boy made a squishy sound in my hands. Seems like I was clutching it the whole time. That's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom.
Мам, смотри,
Ew.
это Вовина варежка.
Oh, no.
Ну того, про которого утром милиция спрашивала. Она вся в крови, на дереве висела. Вон там, могу показать. Давай в милицию скорее позвоним, как нас участковый просил. Мам, гляди! Фу!
Ew.
A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto mom's contorted face, as if she was trying to remember something distant. Like someone tries to remember their dream, but they may just slip away.
А ну-ка прекрати сейчас же. Оля тебя услышит, с ума сойдет. Она и так не спит, на все подряд жалуется. Еще и ты со своими шуточками.
Go to your casa.
At that moment, I realized the mint was actually wet from the snow. There was no blood whatsoever. I want to sink through the floor for embarrassment.
Иди сюда, паникер. Да не стой столбом. Вот,
Huh?
таблетку на. Быстро пей.
Pills? Pills? A golden colored pill reminiscence of a dead wasp fell onto
Я
my
уже
palm.
пил сегодня, за завтраком.
Oh, he could be. He could be.
Попререкайся мне еще. Сказала дома сидеть, нет же.
Yeah, in the shadow.
Был бы отец, выпорол.
Definitely a symptom.
Сейчас же выпей, а то ночью не уснешь. Тебе ведь в школу завтра.
So I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Ugh, worse. Maybe it wasn't what was mean. Maybe it wasn't mean at all. Just like the forest monsters and Olias all. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my overexerted brain didn't let the fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me. Oh, you're high. Bringing yawny indifference along with it.
Антон, выпил? Можешь, если захочешь. Раздевайся. Уснул, что ли?
Huh?
Нет, мам, просто задумался.
Интересно, о чем же?
Так, глупости всякие.
Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest.
Точно все нормально? У тебя такое лицо было, когда милиционер про окно спросил.
Все нормально.
I don't
мам.
like this.
Хорошо.
It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bedroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. The melody of Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Olia was stunned, rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes, and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed to my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror. Oh no, mirror is not gonna be good. Like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Okay. Javas. I walked past Olia's bedroom and slipped into my own. This is our room. Cute. One of the drawers was empty. I hid them in there. Okay. This simple action drained the last bit of strength. I sat on a bed. Oh. No. No. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing on the room was the figure between the windowsills and the curtain. Why? A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitors. It reminded me of burial
Оля?
sheets. No, that's not Olia. Who else would be standing there? That's outside. I stood at the click and like,
Оля, очень смешно.
not Olia, not Olia. Not Olia. As if they were a thick layer of darkness. They're not a human being. I reached towards the corner. No! You. Don't! I'm not gonna read. No! Get outside! Fucking Olia, bet. No. Olia, baby, don't do that, baby. I almost smacked your face.
Да я сразу понял, что это ты.
7-year-old is braver than me.